Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Ehab Sells San Diego. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. My name is Ehab. I am a realtor here in San Diego with Compass at the downtown San Diego office. Hopefully, if you're watching, everybody is doing well, that you're all staying safe and healthy, and that your families are as well. I know it's kind of a crazy time that we're living in, but we're all in it together, so hopefully we will all get through it together pretty quickly. Obviously, I'm coming to you from my home since we're all under self-quarantine. If you do hear my dog barking in the background, I apologize. She likes to get vocal when I get on the phone or actually talk to people. But that is the reality that I'm sure many of you are going through right now with kids and dogs and pets climbing all over us as we try to work. So like I said, we're all doing the same thing right now. So what I wanted to do with this channel again is to really have this be a source of what's happening in the real estate market in San Diego. My intent is going to be a combination of giving you market updates with like fun facts and different features of different neighborhoods. But for today's episode, I really wanted to have this as a follow-up to my last episode. Now that we have about 2 weeks more data, we're actually starting to see the impact of the coronavirus crisis and all the shelter-in-place orders that are taking effect. The first piece I want to talk about is what's happening with the demand for housing in San Diego. The demand in San Diego is very, very strong. We were up about 14% compared to last year, really driven by the low mortgage rates. What we've seen in the past 2 weeks is that demand has curtailed a bit. We've dropped about 4%. Normally we should be picking up at this time of the year, but we are seeing a drop off, so that is pretty significant. If you look at the chart attached, the blue line represents 2020, the orange line is 2019, and the yellow arrow represents where we are today. So we're still slightly above where we were last year, but we do expect that to continue to drop off. With demand, we also have to talk about supply because the relation between the two is really what's going to determine the strength of the market and where prices are going. We have about 4,800 homes on the market today. That's still down about 30% to where we were last year. We were closer to 7,000 last year. And if you recall from last time, in order for the San Diego market to be a sustainable, balanced market between buyers and sellers, we need to have about 8,000 to 10,000 homes at any given time on the market to fully meet the demand. So even at 4,800 homes, we're just well below where we need to be. The good news from that is that will help buffer the impact of the recession that's about to happen from this crisis. We'll see some slowing down, but it's still gonna keep the market pretty stable. Again, as a reference point, when you think about the crash back in 2008, we had 15,000 homes on the market. We're only at 4,800 homes right now. Where we're seeing some of the pressure, again, not a whole lot of change from where we were 2 weeks ago. Really, that $1 million and under is highly competitive. That's what's highlighted in green right now. That indicates it's a strong seller's market. And when you look specifically at the first line, $750,000 and below, that's 50% of the inventory, but it's 72% of the demand. That is going to be a very, very competitive market, and it's going to take a long time for that to really cool down. Where we are seeing cool down is at the upper tier, the 2 million and up, even the 1.5 million and up. Not surprisingly, those buyers tend to get impacted more by the volatility of the stock market, and so they're sitting on the sideline a little bit more. But really in that 750 and under price range, that's where the bulk of the competition is going to be. So where we are today, I don't have any new pricing information. We should be seeing that coming out in a couple weeks. But what we've seen with the market time right now is that it has slowed down a little bit. The average market time in San Diego right now is at about 46 days. Again, if you're under 750, it's actually closer to 33, which is very, very fast. Really anything 60 days or under is considered a hot seller's market where it's really in favor of the seller. It's very competitive for the buyers. 60 to 90 days is a slight seller's market, so it's still in the favor of sellers, just not quite as strong and competitive. You're balanced between 90 and 120 days. And for buyers to really start to see home prices come down and value come down, we need to be in what's called a deep buyer's market. That really starts at the 140-day average market time. So we're at 46 days. As you can tell, that's a long way from the point where we start seeing prices come down. Most economic estimates right now say that it would take us about 9 months to get to that, to even close to that, to get to even a slight buyer's market. So again, because our inventory has been so tight, that's actually buffering and stabilizing the market. So based on the current forecast, if we assume that this is going to be a 3-month crisis, most economists are seeing this as an external event, kind of like a Hurricane Katrina or 9/11. We'll probably feel it through the back half of the year, but they do expect a relatively quick recovery from that. In the short term, we'll probably see it become more of a balanced market by the end of the year, but it should quickly revert back to being a seller's market as everything starts to stabilize and gets back to where it was. That's where we are in a nutshell. If you like this content, by all means, make sure to click like below, subscribe. If there's any topic you want to know more about, put it down in the comments below and I'll be sure to include it in one of my upcoming videos. And of course, here's all my contact information, so feel free to give me a call or an email, or just check out my website, ehabsellssandiego.com. And I will be putting out my regular monthly newsletter. So if you'd like to be a part of that, again, just let me know and I'll add you to the list. All right, so with that, again, I hope everybody's doing well and staying safe and healthy. Thanks for joining, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.